Hello and welcome back to Phone Mods. Today we're gonna look at a product I received a few days ago, and you're also gonna see a new camera angle which I've been working on for a while. So let's get on with it. So what I have with me here is a box from Netstrike. I was not sponsored by this. I'm a quite small channel if you haven't noticed. So the product, yeah, you'll see what it is. It's a select fire kit for this drive. The newest version, I believe it's the version 6.5. So let's open it up and you'll see what it's inside. This is the standard version 6.5. It comes in a nice and neat black box. And when you open it up, you will get some paper about the instructions. By the way, so far I haven't done anything with it. It's just been laying around, and I believe you can use the same instructions as for the old version 6, as they look almost identical. So first you will notice this piece, and then a longboard, which, yeah, will sit up in this drive. And then finally a large bag of 3D printed pieces. So let's take the box inside and we'll look at this, and I can explain some about how this works. Getting inside, this is the main part. So this works by, this is how it will sit inside, and the motor will push this so that it goes around and pushes darts through. This piece will connect to the board, and it's a 180 motor, so I think it has quite high RPM, rounds per minute, and the 3D print quality is so nice. Like, I can't describe it. It's amazing. You got to feel it for yourself to understand. Like, I've had some 3D prints before, but they weren't nearly as nice as this. It feels almost like injection molded plastic, and that's super nice. It's also quite thick, so it won't break anytime soon, and the gears are metal, so that will hold up pretty well. Inside the larger bag you also get this, which is screws and everything you need for the selector switch, which will be on the outside of this drive. In the bigger bag you also get this, which is a thing for the mag release, as the mag release will further on, after you put this in, act as a power on or off, which is quite nice. This is just the pusher, which pushes darts through the flywheels, and it has almost the same nice 3D print quality. It's not as nice as the motor piece, but almost as nice, and the quality is just amazing, and it's got some metal parts to help improve how the structure of it, to make it hold better, and I think it will hold up pretty well. Let's move that aside and get on to the next package, which has got a gray kind of see-through plastic bag, and this plastic bag is much higher quality. So this is a brick which will sit inside this drive, and one of these wires will go to the battery and the two will go to the motors, so you can connect. Now, the board is quite thick, so it won't break on you. I've heard some negative things about this, but from my experience looking at it, I will get it into a blaster soon when some flywheels and stuff arrive, but so far I have not been experiencing any like fault with this thing, and the construction of everything is just beautiful. Moving on to the next thing, this is quite a hard bag to open. I think my bag was kind of destroyed, but hey, it opens up. That's at least nice. And this is the board, which has got the switches here. I don't know if you can see, hopefully. These. So one of them is for the firing and one of them is for revving. And you also have a lower one down here, which is the on and off. And this has this thing which will be the select fire switch, and this which you can control stuff with in the jam cover. So to the conclusion of this kit, at least as far as aesthetics and what I've seen, quality, it's good. It's really good, and I'm looking forward to putting it into a blaster and doing some testing with it, and I hope it will perform great, as I would expect. NF Strike is quite reliable with that kind of stuff, or Worker. They're the same company, really. So in the future I will definitely do a build including this, and of course it will be on a strive. I will use a 42.5mm cage and some Inferno flywheels, I think. That would be nice. But so far, my conclusion of this, I think you should get it and try it out. Compared to the old kits, it's really similar, and therefore I feel like the only noticeable change is, which I can see at least, is the select fire switch looks a lot more good structured, so I think it will last better. Now, with all that said, I think it's a good kit. You should try it out if you want to have select fire in your gun. And I also want to ask a question, because when you put this together, you can wire the motors to the board or outside the board. If you pull it through the board, it will be a two-stage trigger, so halfway rev, full way fire. Or you can wire it around and use a rev trigger, so you have a single for rev and then another for fire. Please leave a comment below, and so I know what you think I should use. I think I should use rev as it's more reliable, but if you have an idea, just put it in the comments below and I will look at it. So if you don't know what the select fire kit is, I will explain it now. So a select fire kit allows you to choose which rate of fire you have. For example, most blasters have single fire, so you pull the trigger once, it shoots one dart. Others have, for example, full auto, where you hold in the trigger and then it continuously shoots until you let go of the trigger. This kit allows you to, with just one switch with your thumb, choose between single fire or full auto or 3-shot burst. This means you could either just go single fire or full auto, and you can switch so that you can choose what's best for you at different situations. Now, 3-shot burst works like both semi-auto and full auto, because each time you pull the trigger, it lets off 3 shots, and 3 shots only. So, for example, if you want to fire a mass of shots, you can just pull the trigger twice and it shoots 6 shots, and it goes quite rapidly. And it's a good way to consume ammo while still being able to get a nice spread with one shot, which you would normally only get with, for example, full auto. But the disadvantage of full auto is that it's not very controllable. So if you want a high rate of full auto, for example, many shots fast, you likely use up shots fast, but yeah, like run out of your magazines, I mean. But in this burst, you can have it fire 3 shots like super quick, but still not consume a lot of ammunition, since you can only shoot 3 shot maximum each time you pull the trigger. And the smart thing about 3-shot burst is also that you can pull the trigger and let go, and even after you let go, it will finish the cycle so that it shoots 3 shots instead of full auto, which just stops it fully when you let go, so which makes it hard to time. Therefore, for example, burst is one of the greatest way you can shoot, and it's very practical. This is of course debatable, but it's, in my opinion, very, very practical. Yeah, again, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.